Hello. Wonderful. Can we put the first slide up, please? Because we really want to hear from you. So we have something prepared, which our first slide will introduce for you. Here we are. Fantastic. So we really want to hear from you. It's been such a privilege, I can't tell you, to be here in the last couple of days. I've come from the UK, and I haven't seen so much energy, so many ideas, so much good advice. I've been captivated by several speakers. This is exactly what entrepreneurs need to know. So a fantastic event, a privilege to be here, and thank you so much to Kerala Startup Mission and to my colleagues at India's Innovation Lab for Shelter for inviting me here today. So the activity we wanted you to take part in, if you're an entrepreneur or thinking about being an entrepreneur, we want to hear what is motivating you. We'll come back to this later on, so please connect to the Slido and tick which options apply most to you and what's driving you. About me, I am passionate about innovation and entrepreneurship, and I've been doing it my whole career. So you may ask why I'm working at an international not-for-profit. It's maybe not the first thing you would have in your mind. So let me explain. Let's see if this works. Fantastic. So yes, you may know Habitat for Humanity. We're an international not-for-profit, and we work in that traditional way that not-for-profits work. We raise philanthropic money, donations. We work with a lot of volunteers, and we make a huge difference to people's lives in the low-income household quadrant. So we're determined to tackle the issue of the global housing deficit and the numbers of people who do not have adequate homes. So Habitat for Humanity has supported 59 million people today to improve or build their homes, a fantastic achievement. But we also realize that we are not the whole solution. We cannot build our way. Habitat for Humanity cannot build our way out of this problem, even with all the goodwill of the volunteers and the donors that support us. The issue is getting only bigger, and things like climate change is just going to make that worse. A staggering 1 in 4 urban inhabitants today live in informal settlements, an absolutely shocking figure. So Habitat for Humanity took the brave step and set up its own innovation centre. So I work in the Terwilliger Centre for Innovation in Shelter. And our whole mandate is to recognise all the different market actors that are actually playing a role today for those low-income households. The reality is they're spending 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, spending what they can to improve their homes. And currently, the products for them are not available. The things designed for their specific situation, they're simply not available. Innovation is not coming in to their lives and trying to solve their burning issues as it should. So this is what we're trying to do. We're really trying to drive different market actors, whether it's the new starts, the corporations, the investors, financiers, policymakers. We work at different levels with microfinance institutions and many others, and try to really see what those blocks are and how can we drive innovation so the products and services are available for low-income households. Because realistically, that is how their lives are going to be improved. A lot of people think, oh, it's a public sector problem, the government need to provide housing. But the scale of the problem, we are not going to have a solution for everybody from government anytime soon. So this is where innovation really speaks for me, and it's so exciting to be working at the Terwilliger Centre.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everybody. Let me also briefly introduce Impact Hub as a partner of Habitat for Humanity. So how we generate energy, how we grow, produce, distribute our food, how we take care of our health, how and where we live, those are all systems we're dependent on, but also systems that are under a lot of strain today. The private sector business is the best tool we have invented for creating livelihoods, improving the living standards of billions. But at the same time, the same sector is responsible for a lot of the negative impacts that our economy generates. We clearly need to do business differently going forward. And at Impact Hub, we truly believe that entrepreneurship is our best chance at making our economies more sustainable and inclusive. As a global network spanning more than 70 countries and 120 cities around the world, we support 12,000 impact-driven enterprises every year on their journey from idea to scale. And we'll also be opening our operations in India soon with Impact Hub Hyderabad coming up online very, very soon. As a network, we began as a startup ourselves and in one location. And one of the reasons why we grew into a very global organization is that over the last 20 years or so, is a community model that we have in which entrepreneurs, expert freelancers, creatives, and others support each other on their journey. But we also know that entrepreneurs can't do it all alone. So we put a lot of effort into building partnerships and collaborations with corporates, with governments, with large NGOs to help startups grow.
So, a little bit more about the topic of our session. So, the session's called Democratizing Innovation. And it might not be a term that you've perhaps come across before, but we've been having some really interesting discussions about this term at Habitat. And some of those conversations are about who's allowed to be the innovator, who is the entrepreneur, do they get equal access to the support of their family, of their friends, of the investor? Are things really fair and equal to make the use of all of our ideas as a humanity? But also some of the other topics that come to mind are what's innovation meant to do for our global humanity? Are innovators focused on the wrong things or the right things? You know, how do we democratize the user? Who is the intended user of the innovation? So it has many different aspects. And I think at this time it would be great to revisit the Slido results. If I could possibly ask those to be brought up. So we asked what the motivation is for entrepreneurs. And this is a question that's been asked at the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, which you might have come across. This is a global report, 45 countries, and they look at what is driving innovation across those 45 countries. Wow. That's very, very interesting. Because often, you know, we talk about the unicorns, which I know Peter's going to mention, and we talk about investment. But this is, to me, staggering, that most entrepreneurs are actually motivated to make a difference in the world. And this is very much what they found in the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor report. And actually, India came the highest rank of any of the 45 countries in terms of the percentage of people in India, entrepreneurs in India, who said that was their key driver. So there's a huge energy, a huge dynamism here to try to make a difference. And it's not all about, you know, one of the options here is to build great wealth, very high income. You know, clearly that is of interest, but it's secondary to making a difference to the world, which is fantastic. And we see this at the Terwilliger Centre for Innovation in Shelter. 8 years ago, we started supporting a group of entrepreneurs, a global community of entrepreneurs called Shelter Tech. Now, hands up if you have heard the word Shelter Tech before. Anybody heard Shelter Tech? I see my colleague. Okay, so watch this space, because this is moving very fast. We have a fantastic global community of entrepreneurs. Shelter Tech is bringing together the technology, the innovation, and it's connecting it in with shelter for low-income populations. And we don't always just start with the low income. We're also interested in products in the middle income bracket, that have the potential to go down market, because we recognize that it's a whole market shift that we need as well. So we have these fantastic shelter tech entrepreneurs, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them. So yes, we've supported 115 globally, and 20 here in India, but counting. This is increasing very quickly. We also have an investment fund, so we've actually invested in 11 of these enterprises ourselves. And we've also, here in Kerala, we have the Construction Innovation Hub, which is a partnership with the Kerala Startup Mission and others. We've brought together a range of stakeholders to support shelter tech. And I'm pleased to say, at 2 o'clock today, please head down to the sustainability zone. So we will have 3 shelter tech entrepreneurs who will provide you with so much inspiration if you go down there and hear what they're doing. Really phenomenal. And for us, I should say, it's not just the bricks of building a house. It's not just the roof. We're also thinking about the energy. We're also thinking about online marketplaces, so IT has its role. We're also thinking about finance, insurance, all of these sorts of things. So there's many applications for shelter tech. And these are just 3 examples to bring it to life. So we have Reedy, which is operating in Nigeria, a fantastic shelter tech enterprise. The pack you see in the photo there, this is an energy pack that's available for low-income households. And they can even just rent it. They don't have to buy it. It gets recharged. It can supply energy to the whole home. And it's a reliable, clean source of energy. In the middle, we have Tavasta. Amazing, 3D printed homes. Much more sustainable, much quicker. How can we support this technology to go down market towards the lower income bracket? And then we have Green Banana. They're using waste products and using organic matter in different ways to create building construction materials. So it doesn't always have to be the technology, the phone, the IT. It can also be technology like that, using materials differently. Okay, so.
Thanks for those examples, Paula. I think those kinds of solutions and the entrepreneurs behind them are really inspiring and impactful. But I'm not sure if they really follow the unicorn model that gets promoted so much these days. In fact, many of us look up to the unicorns, but there's a reason why they're called unicorns. They're very, very, very rare. In most countries, 50 to 80% of the GDP and jobs is created by SMEs. When you look at corporate supply chains, they are comprised of millions of SMEs. And that's where the economy, with all of its problems and solutions, really is. Having solutions that can scale is really important to meet the challenges of our time. But let's make sure we don't come with unrealistic expectations that unicorns will come and save us. What we've actually seen to work in the market in terms of reaching scale is collaboration. It is collaboration between startups and corporates, startups and governments, or large NGOs that have the reach, the resources, and influence to scale up what works. And that is why we're today launching here a new initiative together with Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, we're so excited today to announce a new partnership between Habitat for Humanity and Impact Hub. We're calling it the Open House Alliance program. And it's born of this issue of scaling. And often we think to scale, a startup needs finance. Sure, we have the investment fund, we have catalytic grants, but they need more, I know. We think finance, we think skills, so we think the accelerator model, catalyzing their ideas. But also what they need, just as importantly, is access to market. And particularly in the homes arena, there's a lot of existing big players, People don't want to take a risk. Even people in low-income households, believe me, they do not want to take a risk buying a new product that looks a bit different or might not work quite as well as what their neighbors have got. So what we need to do is to help them to get access to market, to de-risk their innovation. And they can get this from working with corporates. And for the corporates, it's a fantastic opportunity to really learn radical new things and work in a different way. But Peter's going to say more.
So as Paula mentioned, our aim is to drive really impactful and valuable collaboration between corporates that are leading the sustainable and affordable transition of the housing market and innovative ventures that bring ingenious solutions to some of those challenges. And by bringing together multiple corporates from around the world and startups, we really aim to accelerate that market transition and unlock new pathways to scale for some of those solutions through those collaborations. Also, by driving collaboration between multiple actors here, we also expect a lot of learning to come from that in terms of what works, what doesn't, what are some of the new avenues to scale. If I click to the next slide. So with this first iteration of the Open House Alliance, we are inviting 5 corporate partners from India, Brazil, and other emerging markets who are active in the construction and housing industries or related services to join us. Unlike most accelerators, we're going to start a bit differently. We're going to start with the corporates and really try to understand what are your needs, where are you trying to innovate, what are the materials where you're trying to find new solutions, et cetera. Really go quite specific in your innovation agenda, and then look at startups and SMEs anywhere in the world who actually have those technologies, who have those solutions already proven on the market, and work together with corporates and the startups to build proof of concepts, other types of collaborations, investments, et cetera, and really advance the market. This entire process will be supported by Habitat for Humanity and all of its expertise in sustainable and affordable housing, and by the Impact Hub Network with its global reach to innovators anywhere. So with this, consider the Open Alliance to be launched officially. You're very welcome to join us. If you'd like to learn more about how it works, how to engage, Paula and I will be here. Also, our colleagues from Habitat for Humanity here in India are here. You can also learn more about it on our website. And yeah, let's make it happen.
So exciting. It really is a very different sort of program, and it's a privilege to be working with Impact Hub on this. I think it's a very interesting partnership. Yeah, so I hope you wish us good luck, and please get in touch if you have connections or ideas on it.